Hello and welcome to Raju Notes channel, your pit stop for weekly current affairs updates. The updates tailor-made for students taking all kinds of competitive exams like UPSC, civils, defense and placement interviews. Please subscribe to the channel and stay updated every Sunday. India created history on Sunday this week by defeating four-time champion South Korea in final to win Women's Hockey Juniors Asia Cup for the first time. India defeated South Korea 2-1 with Anu and Neelam scoring for India. Hockey India has declared a cash prize of rupees 2 lakhs for each player, while the support staff members will receive 1 lakh each. The Director General of Civil Aviation has eased norms for Indian Airlines to operate flights to new international destinations. The regulator said a 33-point checklist that assesses the preparedness of airlines for new foreign destinations have been reduced to 10 points. This reforms comes at a time when the Indian carriers are poised to expand their international footprint, DGCA said. The United States intends to rejoin the United Nations Cultural Agency UNESCO in July to pay back its dues of over $600 million and reportedly counter China's influence in the body's policy making. Notably, United States and Israel stopped funding UNESCO after it voted to include Palestine as member state in 2011. The United States decided to withdraw from UNESCO in 2017. India and UAE have agreed to more than double non-oil bilateral trades to $100 billion by 2030. Commerce Minister Mr. Piyush Goyal said, "At present, the non-oil bilateral trade stands at $48 billion. We mutually agreed to become more ambitious," Goyal said after meeting the Joint Committee of India-UAE CEPA. The UAE is a major supplier of crude oil to India. New Zealand slipped into recession as the economy shrank in the first quarter according to the latest data. The economy has contracted 0.1% in the first quarter after a fall of 0.7% at the end of 2022. The country's finance minister, Grant Robertson, admitted that entering recession was not a surprise. The Government of India has reduced the basic import duty on edible oils to ensure their availability to consumers at affordable prices. The basic import duty on refined soybean oil and refined sunflower oil was reduced from 17.5% to 12.5%. This comes into effect this week and will remain in force till 31st of March next year. The Consumer Affairs, Food and the Public Distribution Ministry said a reduction in import duty on the refined sunflower oil and refined soybean oil will benefit the consumers as it will help in easing the domestic retail prices, the ministry said. It is closely monitoring the prices of edible oil in the country and ensuring its adequate availability to the consumers. Naini Saini Airport in Uttarakhand's Pithoragarh, which has an aerial distance of about 50 kilometers from the Chinese border, has received DGCA's nod for flight operations. Made in 1991 for administrative use, it is currently used by state-run Pawan Hans helicopter services. A 9-seater commercial airplane service began from the airport in 2019 but shut in 2020 due to the technical glitches. This is the closest airport from China border. The Asian Cricket Council (ACC) has announced a hybrid model of Asia Cup 2023. There will be a total of 13 matches, with Pakistan hosting 4 and Sri Lanka hosting the remaining of 9 matches. Since the BCCI has ruled out any travel to Pakistan, Team India matches will be held in Sri Lanka. India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Afghanistan and Nepal will compete in the ODI tournament starting from 31st of August. The final will be held on 17th of September. June 15th was celebrated as World's Elder Abuse Awareness Day, WEAD. It was launched on 15th of June 2006 by International Network for the Prevention of Elderly Abuse and the World Health Organization at the United Nations. The purpose of VAD is to provide an opportunity for communities around the world to promote a better understanding of abuse and neglect of older person by raising awareness of cultural, social, economic and demographic processes affecting elder abuse and neglect. India, Nepal and Bangladesh have finalized the draft of tripartite power trade agreement which would help to forge greater energy connectivity across India's neighborhood. The proposed pact, the first of its kind, is expected to be signed in the coming months. According to reports, the agreement will also reduce the dependency of neighboring countries on China. Russia has already stationed the first batch of a tactical nuclear weapons in Belarus, Russian President Vladimir Putin said. Transferring of the tactical nuclear warheads would be completed by the end of summer, that is August, or by end year. He added. Putin further said deployment of nuclear weapons was intended as a warning to the West about arming and supporting Ukraine. Billionaire industrialist Anand Mahindra had shared a video of the delivery of Armado, India's first armored light specialist vehicle designed, developed and built in India. I salute SP Shukla, who has led our defense sector with enormous commitment, Mahindra said. We are fully dedicated to serve the nation through our products and services, Shukla, who is a Mahindra's defense chairman, said. Pakistan's central bank announced on Friday that it has received $1 billion loan from China, bringing the country's foreign exchange reserves back to over $4 billion. This comes after Pakistan's finance minister Ishaq Dar said $1.3 billion recently paid to settle a Chinese loan will be refinanced by China. Pakistan is now looking at refinancing the remaining $300 million. The Law Commission of India has invited the views of public and known religious organizations on the Uniform Civil Code UCC within 30 days. Those interested can present their views through the form available at www.legalaffairs.gov.in or send an email to membersecretary-ici@government.in, it said. The Commission had earlier sought public's view on UCC in 2016 and 2018. What is Uniform Civil Code UCC? UCC is envisaged to provide for one law for the entire country applicable to all religious communities in their personal matters such as marriage, divorce, inheritance, adoption, etc. Article 44 of the Constitution lays down that the state shall endeavour to secure a UCC for the citizens throughout the territory of India. Article 44 is one of the directive principles of state policy DPSP. The purpose behind Article 44 is to strengthen the object of secular democratic republic as enshrined in the preamble of the Constitution.
And now for the segment where we see the events that unfolded this week back in history.
11 June 2001, Oklahoma City bomber executed. Timothy McVeigh, convicted of bombing a federal building in Oklahoma City on April 19, 1995, which killed 168 people in what was then the worst terrorist attack in the US, was executed this day in 2001. 12 June 1991, election of Boris Yeltsin. On this day in 1991, Boris Yeltsin was easily elected President of Russia, then the part of Soviet Union, in the Republic's first direct popular elections, and he was a president of independent Russia until the eve of 2000. 13 June 2000, historic meeting between North and South Korean leaders. On this day in 2000, South Korean President Kim Da-jung met North Korean leader Kim Jong-il in a summit that marked the first meeting between heads of the two countries, helping earn Kim Da-jung the Nobel Peace Prize. 14 June 1940, first prisoner at Auschwitz. On this day in 1940, the first transport of Polish political prisoners arrived at Auschwitz, which became Nazi Germany's largest concentration, extermination, and slave labor camp, where more than 1 million people died. 15 June 1215, Magna Carta sealed by King John. Magna Carta, a character of English liberties that occupies a unique place in the popular imagination as a symbol and a battle cry against oppression, was sealed this day under threat of civil war by King John in 1215. 16 June 1963, first woman in space. On this day in 1963, Soviet cosmonaut Valentina V. Tereshkova became the first woman to travel in space, having been launched into orbit aboard the spacecraft Vostok 6, which completed 48 orbits in 71 hours. 17 June 1994, arrest of O.J. Simpson. On this day in 1994, American gridiron football hero O.J. Simpson was charged with the murder of his ex-wife Nicole Simpson and her friend Ronald Goldman, though after a sensational trial he was acquitted the following year.
Well, that's all, friends, for this week's updates. See you soon next Sunday on the same channel. Till then, take care. Bye bye.